grow in numbers and in spiritual things. We see that over and over. So let's pray first before we begin. Lord, I pray that you would help me to preach orderly in a way that we can all understand and that we'd be able to apply your truth to our life. Help us to understand that persecution is okay and that it is an opportunity to grow closer to you and to tell people about you. I pray that our hearts would be tender toward you, that our eyes would be alert and the brains awake, that we could listen to your word, which is able to draw us closer to you. I pray in Jesus' name. When I was in high school, there are some kids who are kind of being high schoolers and then they join the military, and then what do they have happen? Their hair gets shaved, their clothes get tossed out, they have to put on a uniform, and from then on they are in constant disciplinary training. They're learning to run, learning to, maybe they wait, I know myself, but they are constantly trained. They are learning to be fit. As they go from, this wet beard kid, unexperienced kid, to a highly trained military person. And what was the transformation? What caused that? Because they faced hardship and difficulties. It's not easy to join the army. Do you like a person yelling and swearing in your face all the time and constantly belittling you? Today we always say, oh, you're so great, and we build up self-esteem. Not so in the military. They degrade you constantly to make you become tough. They're not mean, but they toughen you up. And they give you confidence that you can graduate. As the parents are there looking for their child, you really can't tell who's who because they all look the same. And they're marching in line, trying to see a face to catch a glimpse, and you can see that person and be in awe. But that is all to help train and develop a person. Now, the Christian life is actually similar to that. The Christian life is not a bed of roses, thinking of traipsing through green meadows and picking flowers and swinging under the trees. It's not a flowery bed of leaves. Every day it's hard work, and every day this is cold, hard, ugly, earthly. Okay, I know there's a lot of beauty in it, but compared to heaven, this is nothing. And we have problems and frustrations here all the time, and that is to help you grow. God's people have to go through persecution. So the first persecution we see was the persecution of slavery. Let's look at the verses here. Now there arose a new king over Egypt, who did not know Joseph. And he said to his people, look, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. This is not what you did here. So, come, let us deal shrewdly with them, lest they multiply. They keep increasing in strength. And happen that in the event of war, they join our enemies and fight against us. And so go out of the land, we don't want to lose. So they set taskmasters over them to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh supply cities. That's Pithom and Ramses, these cities. Verse 12, but the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. That's what happened. Their numbers kept increasing. They kept having more kids and increasing. And they were in dread of the children of Israel. So the Egyptians made the children of Israel serve with their hard work. And they made their life bitter with hard bondage, in mortar, in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. their service in which they made them serve was with or hard, difficult. So the first problem that we see was the new king. This new king came in place, and he didn't know who Joseph was. You know, maybe he heard about his legacy, but he didn't really care. So let me go back and give more background here. In Exodus chapter 1, verses 1 through 7, we talked about that this morning in Sunday school class. How Jacob had 12 sons. One of his sons was sold into slavery in Egypt. His brothers were trying to get rid of him. And so later, these 11 sons and the father ended up moving to Egypt because there was food there in the land. And a total of 70 people moved into the land of Egypt while they kept growing and increasing in number. And so this new king comes along. According to things that I've read, I think that this was one of the Hyksos kings from Canaan. Egypt would be, so over here in Canaan is a little northeast of that, and they had some really great things. They had bronze, they had chariots, and the Egyptians had nothing compared to these horses and chariots. You know, if you were standing, in a path and a horse is coming towards you, or you can try to just stay there and fight off that horse, you are running out of the way, So these Egyptians really couldn't stand at all against these horses, this army of horses pounding their way through. And so the Hyksos took over and ruled Egypt. Now, this is not, 100% this is the right time era. There are other people who think that this could have occurred at a later date under Ramses and some other kings, but I think it was a little earlier. So the Hyksos came in and they ruled Egypt for a long time. So this new king was possibly Hyksos. There are really two different dates, an earlier date and a later date that is the possibility here for when these events occurred. In Sunday school we learned that it could have possibly been 1440 BC, about that time that this occurred, or it could have been 1200 BC. So the Hyksos king would be the earlier date, and then Pharaoh Amos the first could have been the later date. But I think that these events happened under the Hyksos rule anyway. So they came in and invaded Egypt, and so maybe they didn't know about Joseph. Maybe they didn't know anything about what had happened in his family. The Hyksos were pretty small, and they were able to defeat the Egyptians, and now they see this large group of Israelites, and they think, oh man, they could easily overcome us. I mean, that just makes sense to me. That he would know who Joseph was, and he sees all these non-Egyptians there, and a large group of them, he could easily overcome them. So he said to his people, look, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we are. More than we are, more than the Hyksos. So let us deal shrewdly or harshly with them and turn them into slaves. So their domestic means inner, within the country, and foreign means outside of the country. So their domestic and foreign policy is driven by their fear of the Israelites. Honestly, now today, who's going to take the oath of presidency in a couple of weeks? Donald Trump. And he has committed to do what? What did he promise he's going to do? He's promised to build a wall. And why did he make that promise? Because he's afraid of immigration. Now, I'm not saying, whether it's right or wrong. The church is not supposed to give a preference for politics, so we're a nonprofit organization. You want my opinion? Come talk to me later. But Trump has said he's going to build a wall because he wants a certain group of people out of the country, and he also wants Muslims out of the country. he is wanting to prevent terrorists. Now, hang on, are all Muslims terrorists? No, not all of them. Within Baptist history, we have always treasured freedom of religion because some of the American colonies originally persecuted Baptists. They put them in jail and they, said you must conform to the Church of England, and we said no. And so we wanted that in the Bill of Rights, freedom of religion. And so now, if we send the Muslims out of the country, that means that the government could turn against the Christians someday too. That's my opinion there. But so we see how fear is driving these policies that affected the governmental decision making. We see how America is losing jobs in Europe. It's changing their policies a lot. With the EU, the European Union, some of that seems to be crumbling a little bit, not as strong as it was. And some people say, oh, let's do the integration from all these Islamic countries. And so we need to do something, part of gatekeeping there. And there's a lot of fear that's driving some of these ideas. And so the Egyptians were thinking, what are we going to do with this large group of Israelites? Well, we're going to turn them into slaves, and that was their solution. Was that God's plan? Yes, it was. It was God's plan. God already told Abraham, your people are going to go through 400 years of bondage, and it begins here. And that was partly to make them stronger. So, therefore, they set taskmasters over him. So you can imagine as you're out tending your sheep and all this working going on, and you see, what's going on? And all of a sudden you realize you're being taken away to become slaves, and we're taking it from your job to tread out mortar and make bricks. What you used to do, making, having your farm and your tending sheep for Egypt, and now all of a sudden you've been taken away from that and turned into slaves. That would be awful. None of us would like to be in a situation like that. And so they were afflicted with burdens. They built for Pharaoh supply cities. Okay, hang on back. Okay. Yes, okay, so the city of Pithom and Ramses were here and here. And these cities were built. What was the purpose of these two cities? They were both supply cities. Why wouldn't it be down here on the Nile River? Why wouldn't it be over there? Why is it way off over here? To prevent Canaan invaders, to prevent people coming in from that area. These were supply cities. They were also military cities to be ready to care for the army and protect from invaders. And also, the Jewish people already lived, or the Israelites already lived in that area. And so it was easy to send them to these two places and have them build the cities there. The pyramids, the famous pyramids, that probably may not have been the work of Israelite slaves, actually. Their job was really developing these cities over here, most likely. I think the pyramids are more over this area. I'm not entirely sure about that. Somewhere down there. I've never been to Egypt. I wouldn't mind going there someday, though. So they were enslaved, they were persecuted, and they were hoping that would make them less focused on their family. I mean, if you were in slavery, would you be still focused on your family? You'd probably, working all day, you'd be tired, working from sundown to, or sunup to sundown, but yet the Israelite people continued to grow. There were still many more kids coming along, and their population increased. He thought the slavery would reduce that, but their population had grown and grown. So their numbers are increasing. They were obeying God and being fruitful and multiplying. And so they still were in dread of the children of Israel, so they said, well, we've got to make them harder. Are you familiar with this sign? Sometimes it is interpreted as, that's not what it means. It just means to be incredibly hard, almost something that is so difficult. And God fulfilled his promise to Jacob. He said, God had told Jacob, go ahead and move. Go ahead and go to Egypt. That's fine. He said, I am God, the God of your father. Do not fear to go down to Egypt, for I will make of you a great nation there. What does that mean, a great nation? Is that 70 people? Oh no, they grew so much more than that. They suspect that based on how many men were in the soldiers in the army after they left Egypt, they suspect that their numbers were about 2 million. Can you think of a city that numbers about 2 million? Not sorry, oh please, no, not Milwaukee. That's only like 400,000. New York City is about 8 million. Chicago has about 2.3 million people. I guess the last few years people have been moving away from Illinois, so their numbers are decreasing a little. But Chicago has about 2 million people in it. Chicago proper, 2 million. You could say 8 to 10 million in the surrounding suburbs. But in Chicago proper, about 2 million people. So can you imagine? God's promise was kept from 70 people to approximately 2 million. No wonder the king was afraid of the Israelite people. So first you see the persecution of slavery, and then persecution of genocide. Help me, remind me about my time. I need to finish at 11:52 because we have someone joining us today, so I'd like us to all have so I better be going a little faster here. But persecution of genocide. Today, is there a genocide happening in places? Yes, there is. Northern Iraq, the Yazidi people, group of Christians, they recently suffered a lot of persecution and genocide. In places in Africa, there's genocide going on. It's really sad. The word genocide means to intentionally kill a group of people, to decimate them, or to greatly increase their numbers. In Yugoslavia, the Serbian people were against the Bosnians, and they killed great numbers of them, trying to destroy them. And that's what genocide means. So the king's idea of slavery didn't work, so he decided to begin a new policy. But the king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives. What are midwives? What does that mean? That's kind of like a nurse or a woman who helps another woman give birth. That would be a midwife. My wife had a doctor/midwife. She was a midwife through Lakeland Hospital, or I think you also see the same one. She's a really neat lady. A long time ago they didn't have ultrasound, they didn't have all these things, all these nice clean sanitary conditions, but they still had midwives. Mm-hmm. And one was Shipra and the other was Pua. Their names are put down. That means that they were very important people. And part of that comes from what they did. So the king had said in verse 16 that when you do the duties of a midwife for the Hebrew women, and the baby is born, if it is a boy, I'm going to kill it. That's horrible. At the moment of birth, as that baby, that joy with that baby being born, if the midwife saw that it was a boy, were supposed to kill it. But if it's a daughter, let her live. You think, why? Why would you kill the boys? Why would you do that? Well, think. As that boy grows up and becomes 20, he becomes strong. He would be capable of being in the military. Now, this is not, negative or sexist against girls, but, a long time ago, the military was men only. And, the girls could marry in with the Egyptians, and they wouldn't be militarily strong. So he's saying if it's a boy, kill it. What an awful thing to be under that policy, to be controlled in that way. I watched a documentary type movie that came out last year that was talking about slavery and how, to give birth to your children, and then those children were under complete control of the master, and they could be given away and sold, what an awful situation. And so now these Hebrew midwives, who were themselves Hebrew, they were supposed to kill these baby boys. And this is a good pro-life argument right here, I think, that we should treasure all life, all babies. Today it's unbelievable. I think since 1970, when the Supreme Court decided about Roe v. Wade, how many babies have been killed? And the numbers are over 30 million. It's incredible, awful. You say, well, but they haven't been born yet. Well, it's still a living person in the womb, and these babies were already born and they were to be killed. You see that it's a boy? Kill it. So the Hebrew midwives heard this, and they thought, are we going to obey the king? Kill these male children? God says, be fruitful and multiply. And I'm supposed to kill these lives? It says the midwives feared God and did not do as the king of Egypt commanded, but saved the male children alive. So they got this commandment, and as time went on, the king's noticing, these numbers are still increasing. These children, what's going on? There's a lot of baby boys. What's going on? I said you're supposed to kill them. And so the midwives, what did they say? It says the midwives cleverly disobeyed the third order. Now let's see what their answer was. The midwife said, well, the Hebrew women, man, they're tough. They are not like the Egyptian women who are little sissies, These women are tough. And so they give birth before we even get there. So in other words, midwives were saying, they would tell the women, if I'm there, I'm supposed to kill this baby. So just hurry up and give birth to the woman and do it. Don't let me get there. Just give birth. So I guess maybe that made the women, gather up help from other people maybe instead of the midwives. I don't know. But they didn't have to call the midwife. So, I don't know. Is that the truth? Maybe. Possibly. Or maybe the Egyptian women, I read that Egyptian women maybe had to have a lot of help giving birth. So it's kind of like we've got our epidural, we've got our, all these other medicines to help us. Or we could do the home birth, struggle along at home. I don't know. I'm trying to make some comparisons here. Hospital birth versus home birth, or I don't know. Which is best? There's positives and negatives to both. My children were all born at a hospital. But I guess I felt it was more safe. But it was just and insurance pays for it. That's the other thing. Anyway. So they would have, the women go ahead and give birth, and then the midwife would get there later and say, oh, well, I couldn't really do anything about it. It wasn't there. They cleverly avoided that. It's okay. Sorry. Oh yeah, so the midwives disobeyed. They disobeyed the requirement. And what happened as a result? God blessed them. He blessed these midwives. But did they lie? This is kind of a hard question. Did they lie? Or did they tell the truth? They just kind of covered it up. Well, something for you to think about and talk about at home later, maybe. You know, I think that they told the truth, that they just got there too late. There's one story about a Russian soldier, you know, as he was knocking, you know, back in communist times, someone's trying to hurry and get rid of the Bibles, come outside, and the Russian communists come knocking at the door, and, oh, well, you know, we've heard that there are Bibles here in this home, and they think that, oh, there's no Bibles here. Is that the truth? Is that a lie? I don't know. Something to consider, something to think about. These women did it right, and God blessed them. And the Israelite nation continued to increase. And now, so you've seen how there was slavery, there was persecution by genocide, there was supposed to be until left, but then they also had growth while they faced these persecutions. The fact is that persecution is supposed to make us stronger, spiritually stronger, and God allows that to happen. Today, America, we feel like, oh, there's not really any physical persecution. And we've become very complacent. And lackadaisical, sometimes I wonder, should we ask God for persecution? Should we ask that to occur? I like pain, and I just really want to be in pain. No, not necessarily, but maybe it's time for us to wake up. We need to wake up. And one way that can happen is through persecution. In Acts chapter 5, we're going to take a look at some verses here. And through the hand of the apostles, many signs and wonders were done among the people, and they were all with one accord in Solomon's porch. That was the area where they were staying. Yet none of the rest dared join them, but the people esteemed them highly. And believers were increasingly added to the multitudes of both men and women. Their numbers were increasing. Remember, we read this passage in the Bible reading before the sermon. And he said, the religious leaders said, did we not strictly command you not to teach against me? But Peter said, we ought to obey God rather than men. Going to obey God. And after that, there was great persecution. Remember the man named Saul, who later became Paul. He was against Christians. He tried to do everything he could to stop them. So now Saul was consenting to his death. That would be the death of Stephen. You can find that in Acts chapter 7. That was one of the first deacons chosen. And Stephen was stoned to death. Saul was there at that time. He was in support of that situation. At that time, a great persecution arose against the church, which is at Jerusalem. And they forced the Christians to scatter throughout the regions of Judea and Samaria. And when so much persecution happened, they all moved. They moved to northern areas and moved away. And as the Christians moved away, they didn't keep quiet about Jesus, but they continued to tell about him. You know, and if they had stayed in the same place, it would have been easy to forget, drop their new beliefs, but they scattered, and then they continued to preach the gospel. Acts chapter 8, therefore, those who were scattered everywhere preaching the word. And in chapter churches throughout all Judea, that's the Jerusalem area, and Galilee, that's the northern area, and Samaria had peace and were edified. And walking in the fear of the Lord and in the comfort of the Holy Spirit, they were multiplied. Just like in Exodus chapter 1, the Jewish, or the Israelite people, the king was trying to stop them, but yet God protected them, and they continued to multiply. With the birth of the church, God continued to protect them. God's promises. God promises that He is always going to have His people here until He returns. There may be times of growth and times of shrinkage, but God says His people will always be here. So stand strong and have faith and continue to obey Him. Just like the midwives that could have said, oh man, okay, well, I don't want to lose my job. I'm just going to quit. They continued to do their job, and they continued to obey God. And they didn't murder those babies. They didn't say, well, okay, I give up, there's no hope, and so the midwives didn't stop. And we see the religious leaders, they said, you guys, quit talking about Jesus, be quiet. And he said, no, we have to obey God, not you. And they continued to preach God's word. Maybe you'll go through a hard time, maybe family members will die, maybe people will go to jail. At this time, their family members, if you became a Christian, your family automatically disowned you. Because the religion was part of your culture. It was tied to your family, tied to your job, tied to everything. And so if you became saved, you became a Christian, you were automatically disowned. That's why the church was so supportive of one another, gathering clothes and food, because people had lost everything, and yet they were willing to stand for Christ. And now in 2017, American Christians kind of sit back, floating along, with an easy life. We say, wow, we have so many resources, we have the Bible, we have so much here, and yet we don't do enough with it. We have Bibles at home, we have the Bible at our fingertips on our phones, and yet we see Christianity in decline. What's wrong? We have access, we have an easy life in America, and yet what are we doing? Come on, let's go, it's time to wake up, it's time to get moving, grow. We have to see growth in God, spiritual closeness with God. Time to tell people about Him. Let your light shine. As the world gets darker and darker, your light should be brighter. Let's close in prayer. Father in heaven, help us to take a minute of quiet and look at our hearts and see if there is any wicked way in us. I pray that you would change that we would follow you better. I pray that you would be a light for you. Help us to grow, to increase our faith in you, and to believe your promises. You promised Jacob that his nation would multiply, that people would grow. And they did under distress and under persecution, and you kept your promise, and they grew and they multiplied. And I pray that you would help us, that even in the midst of frustration, that we would continue to grow closer to you. In Jesus' name.